Hey there, I'm Dr. Jay Burns, owner and operator of Resurrect Skin MD here in Dallas, Texas, a world's leading clinic. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the difference between CO2 and erbium resurfacing. I've probably written more about this, and what I'm known for are some of my techniques that I've published and a lot of people replicate for dealing with the deep wrinkles and the severe sun damage, the worst of the worst cases. And the way to address that historically was a huge breakthrough in 1995 with CO2 resurfacing. It was a laser that was that we'd never seen before. We had CO2s, but not done in a way with that much power. And if you put a ton of power out of a laser, you don't have to dwell on the skin very long in order for it to have its effect, and therefore you don't put a lot of heat in the skin, which is a safer way to take off those top layers of sun damage. With CO2, what we began to realize is that it did have some error built into it. There was not a large margin of error, if you will. And so if you had the wrong patient or the settings weren't just perfect, some patients could get a lot of lightening and even some scarring and some glassy look. Now, I didn't have a lot of that, but if you consider that the non-experts using that, there wasn't much margin for error, so some complications began to ensue. And in the year 2000, we were looking for other alternatives, and erbium just happened to come around, and I jumped on that ship pretty quick. The difference between CO2 and erbium is really, erbium is actually what we thought we were getting with CO2. Erbium has 11 to 13 times more affinity for water, which is the target in skin. We're 70% water, so our target was water. And so imagine that if all of that energy could be absorbed so much quicker, then it would be much more efficient. So if I hit you with a pulse of CO2 laser, the burn around that, the char, the heat, which can cause damage, is 70 to 120 microns thick. Now, there's not going to be a test on this, but if you compare that to 5 to 20 microns with an erbium, it's almost non-existent. With erbium, there's very little heat put into the skin. And so some people felt like, well, maybe without less heat, it wouldn't be as effective. But I've proven in a 2019 study that exactly mimicked my 1998 study with the CO2, exactly the same protocol, exactly the same grading scale, the same pictures. I've showed that erbium was about 3% better than CO2 with 83% less complications. Here at Resurrect Skin MD, we use the erbium, and primarily we use it on patients who really have the most advanced sun damage, the advanced wrinkles, scars, lower eyelid wrinkles, and wherever we need to use an ablative laser, and ablative means we're actually evaporating it very quickly, we use the erbium laser, because again, it produces excellent results with very little heat transfer to the tissue. And when you transfer less heat, there's less discomfort, there's quicker healing, there's less whitening and lightening of the skin and less complications, 83% less as compared to CO2. So to find out more about erbium resurfacing and if it applies to you, and to learn about a lot of different lasers, and you want to find our clinic, just look it up at worldsleadingclinics.com.